Fleur ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7. Starting with you, go ahead.
I would give myself a realistic 6.5. Okay.
Oh my God.
Rude and Andrew.
Okay.
Trifling.
Oh, wait, I wasn't muted? I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, we could hear. We heard that, Andrew.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, man.
We can see you too.
I was laughing at something my chat said.
If you don't agree with my 6.5, that's okay. That's your opinion.
What about you?
I've been working on my body and like going to the gym every day, eating healthy. So I'd say a 9, 10 because I want to get there. I'm like, I feel confident in myself. That's why I say that. I'm not everyone's like 10 or 9 or 8, but I get it, you know.
How long you been sober?
Almost 3 years.
Oh, okay. That's
And I work, you know, I eat health. So I'm like, I feel confident in myself and like where my body's at and everything. Where before I would have looked in the mirror and said a 0.
So 10?
9, because I'm
okay.
still working on getting
Sure.
exactly where I want.
Also, I want to have the chat rate you on something. Chat, rate her voice on a scale of 1 to 10. Because I think a lot of guys kind of like the more raspy
I've
voice.
practiced it for music. Cause
Oh, you practiced the raspy
like
voice?
6 years ago, it kind of, you know, like that the Elvis movie where he just like kept that voice.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what happened to me.
I don't know. I've had like some videos and shows where girls will have a bit more of a raspy voice. A lot of guys really like the raspy
I've heard
voice. So I'm
that.
curious. So what is it? 1 in the chat? How about just, I don't know. Do you guys prefer raspy? I don't know. Whatever. What about you?
I rate myself a 10 always because I look better and better every single day, regardless of what happens, and I need to always think that of
Okay.
myself.
10?
8
Maddie?
on a great day.
I don't want to come off vain, but I also don't want to feed into that question because I feel like he likes to just see women like either degrade themselves or look arrogant. So I'm just gonna leave that to God.
Wait,
to
who's
rate
he?
me. Whoever Stifler is.
Oh, Stifler?
Yeah.
Steven Stifler. Stifler.
Yeah, but I think
Stifler.
I'm beautiful inside and out.
So 10?
I wouldn't say 10. That's kind of vain. But I'm not gonna rate myself because I don't like that question.
If you did like the question, though,
Do you have like
what would you? Oh my God,
do you have a number in your
Such a
head
goblin.
that you know is an answer?
No, I don't.
Is it a 10, but you don't want to sound
Well,
arrogant?
she's saying she doesn't want to sound
It really
vain.
isn't
So,
arrogant. No, I really don't. I really just don't know the purpose of asking that question. I think it has some like malice behind it, and I don't really
Malice.
appreciate it. So I don't want to feed into it.
Okay. I'll get back to that in a sec. Mia, what about you?
I'd rate myself an 8.5.
Okay.
I feel like
Morgan,
8.
Ava.
I said 6 last time. I would do 7 maybe if we were
Upgrade.
allowed.
He
All
said
right.
you can't do 7.
I said I would if it were
Oh, if it
allowed.
was allowed. Okay, so,
but
all right.
it's not, so.
Okay. All right. There you go. I give myself a 5. Andrew, what about you?
4.
All right. I need to get up for a sec, Andrew. Do you have any Do you have an inquisition? Inquisition? What the fuck?
An inquisition? I do have an inquisition or two. If you
Begin
don't
your
mind.
inquiry, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, I'm sorry I wasn't able to catch everybody's name because I'm a little late to the broadcast. The gal with the pink hair, what'd you say your name was?
Star.
Star. It's nice to meet you, Star. I understand why you don't want to rate yourself because you find it to be like a trick question. But it's really not a trick question. I feel like if I can explain to you why this question is asked, you'll be far more likely to answer it. So
Sure.
the reason that this question is asked is because it's our belief that many, many women actually judge each other the second they sit down at the table. The second they sit down at the table with other women, and if we can get a full camera view of the room real quick, can you raise your hand if this is correct, that you have either experienced this or done it yourself, which is okay. You've gotten in a room with other women and you immediately, rate their looks. Yep. Right. So because we know that this is true, because that is the number one most common answer, we feel like when we ask this question to you guys, you don't actually want to hurt any of the other gals' feelings who might be there. And so you answer perhaps dishonestly, even though we know the chances are pretty good that you've already been comparing yourself to probably every other woman who's sitting at that table. So that's what the purpose of the question is. Not really a trick. It's just to kind of assess which gals are going to be honest with us and which ones are not going to be honest with us. That's really what the point of it is.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
I think that's your point, but I don't think that was Stifler's point. I think that a lot of guys that watch this have an animosity towards women, and they want us to rate ourselves to look like a fool or something, either to look arrogant or to look overconfident or to degrade ourselves. And
How can you look like a fool if you tell the truth?
I just don't think rating myself is something I owe Stifler.
Well, you don't owe it to him, no, but you can understand that it seems like kind of foolish to me to say, well, me telling the truth is going to make me look foolish. I mean, that's not going to make you look foolish, right? The more honest you are with your answer, the less foolish you're going to look. In fact, you could even play it against Stifler and give yourself a rating, which is more of an assessment of what you actually think. And that'll probably actually, the joke's on him then, right?
Well, just doing social media, I just don't respond to comments that I don't want to. And I don't want to respond to his comment because he seems weird.
Okay, well, let me ask you a different question. Who would you say, from your own personal opinion, is the prettiest girl sitting at the table?
The prettiest girl sitting at the table?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's the point of you asking that, because I think
Okay, well, then let me ask you a different question then. Between myself and Brian, which one do you think is better looking?
Damn, bro. Why you got...
I mean, none of you guys are my type, so I don't really see it that way. I just
Yeah,
see
no,
two
I
men.
mean, that's fine. We can both be ugly. That's perfectly acceptable.
I do like white guys, but just 21-year-olds maybe, Christian.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair.
He's an Orthodox
right?
Christian.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
but the point of the question is just to assess, like from your own subjective opinion. Yes, we're not your type. Maybe we're both ones. That's totally acceptable too, right? Not going to hurt our feelings, I promise.
Even that comment there just gave me like bad vibes. I just know the vibe. I know the energy behind it. I don't feed into negative energy like that.
What's the negative energy?
Intuitively, it's not good.
I think
It's variance. It's trying to be argumentative or something I don't think is good for my spirit.
I think if you answer the question, it would have been easier and it wouldn't have been as argumentative. I think it's more argumentative that you keep on dragging it along and saying, I don't want to answer. You could just answer. You could give an honest or a fake answer. Vain or not, you could just give an answer.
When he asked who's the prettiest, I saw you look around first.
Right.
Yeah, like she
That
actually
was where I'm
contemplated.
curious. Like you looked around, so I was like, and then you said you don't want to answer. Like after you looked around at all of us. That's
Right.
I just don't understand why I can't not answer. Like, I don't owe
You can
Stifler an answer.
not answer, and you don't owe anything, and nobody's saying you owe anybody anything, and nobody's saying you must answer. The reason that we're wondering why you won't is just simple. I just want the simple reasoning. Is it just because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings?
I don't know, because answering the question wouldn't hurt anyone's feelings.
Okay, are you prettier than the girl in chair one? That would be the
I'm
one
not
sitting
gonna
directly
say
across
if
from
I'm prettier
Brian.
than anybody. It's simply because I just think
Wait,
that the reason he asked it is because
Not prettier than anybody at the table. You really think that?
No, I'm saying that I don't like look. I'm not comparing myself like that.
Oh.
Like I'm not over here like sizing everyone up. Like I'm prettier than this person. It's just that
Really?
it's simply because I don't like his question. Why are you asking
Okay.
me to rate myself? If any guy asked me that, I wouldn't answer it.
Okay.
What if
I mean,
a
I
girl
can't
asks-
force you to answer. It just seems very disingenuous, right?
I genuinely don't want to answer it.
And you genuinely don't
So
have
I
to.
won't.
Oh, there was something, I totally missed it. Shit. Well, if it comes to me, I'll try to remember it. Well, kind of related to this, going around the table, we asked this kind of as a follow-up question. And just to give a bit of context, because you're asking, like, why do people ask these kind of questions? Why does it matter? I definitely think, like, how you self-evaluate yourself is really important when it comes to dating. So and obviously looks is really important when it comes to dating. So combine looks and then self-evaluation. That's going to dictate what you think you deserve in the dating marketplace. It's going to dictate what kind of partner you can get, what kind of, things you can ask for, your standards, those sort of things. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I think Stifler and definitely not the Whatever podcast asks it. That's definitely why Stifler definitely asks it. Definitely not Ever the Whatever podcast. But going around the table, do you think you will be better looking in 10 years' time as compared to now? Starting with you.
In 10 years, I would be 38, and I hope to just keep getting better and better. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about in 20 years' time?
I've seen it. Like, I've seen some women online and in person who I know, and they age like fine wine. I think they just get better and better looking. So I think it's possible.
Okay. What about 30 years' time?
To a certain group, maybe yes. To a certain group, maybe no. I don't know. In 30 years, it depends on, I guess, what you value in regards to like dating and beauty. Because by the time I'm like 60, it's going to be interesting dating pool and dating market, I guess.
So I think I want to try to frame this a little differently tonight. So when it comes to the heterosexual dating marketplace, who are the appraisers of physical attraction?
What do you mean?
So, okay, do you think that looks are important when it comes to dating?
Yeah, I think
Right.
that they play a factor.
And you date men, right?
Yes.
And do you think men care a lot, a little, medium amount about looks?
I think they care
Generally.
about looks generally pretty high.
Okay.
I think there's other factors that come into play
Yeah.
besides just looks.
And so the question reframed is then, at what age do you think of the entire population of men, do you think you will have the most amount of men attracted to you? Currently at 28, 38, 48, 58, 68? Because you said you would be better looking at 58, so then would it stand to reason that the majority of men would find you at your most attractive at 58?
I would say majority probably wouldn't, because I guess the majority of men we're thinking about are looking maybe to get married and have children, and at that age I wouldn't be seen as desirable to men who are interested in doing that. But maybe to people who, like your sound, GILFs, they would be into it. Mm-hmm. So it depends on the guy, I guess.
Okay. And then, because just one other point of clarification. So when we're asking this question, we're not saying that women can't be attractive at 38, 48, beyond, etc. We're just asking, compared to now, like yourself, will you be more attractive 10 years' time, 20 years' time, 30 years' time, etc.?
So far, I feel like I've gotten more attractive as I age. So maybe not my peak at 38, but I think maybe like 32, I'll probably be the most attractive in my own opinion.
Got it. And then Are you more attractive now at 28 than you were at 18?
I would say yes.
Okay. All right. What about you? You're 20. Do you think you'll be more attractive at 30 than you are now?
My mom is the most beautiful person I know, and she aged like fine wine. Even my friends are like hitting on her. So I think
Chick's a MILF.
pretty much. Not for me though, but obviously. But also,
How old's your mom?
she's 57. She's older. My parents.
Wait, your like 20-year-old male friends are hitting on your mom?
My actual porn star friend, he's hitting on my grandma, who's 86.
Chick's a
so-
MILF.
Gilf.
What?
And my grandma hits on him back, by the way.
What?
That's
She
crazy.
she asked for a video of his porn. So basically
Oh my god.
she goes, yeah, it just keeps popping up on my phone now.
Bro.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's disgusting. I can't believe you even said that on YouTube. You see, you just said that on YouTube.
Audio?
I'm sorry to the world. Please don't listen to this. I'm sorry for her. I'll pray for her.
basically my whole family is beautiful, so I feel like I'm gonna age good.
Okay. So, better looking at 30 then?
No.
Bro.
I'm just saying I'll look good at 30.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm just saying I'll look good at 30. Am I not making
You
sense?
gave that
you're-
whole
you're making
preamble.
sense.
Am I
To
making
say
You
sense?
gave that
No, you're
whole
making
like
sense.
build up. No, I mean, I
The
don't
build up is just like I know I'm gonna be hot like for the rest of my life, but like I'm peaking right now. I feel like
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the question is just, will you be better looking in 10 years' time? You'll still be attractive, but you're saying
Yeah.
now's like the peak. or
It's
whatever.
prime time.
Prime time.
It gets worse from
Prime
20.
time at Arby's. That didn't make
They
sense.
have the meat. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Hashtag make believe get mad. All right, what about you? You're 20. Do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years' time?
Yes.
20 years' time? At 40? Compared to 20?
Maybe.
Because, yeah, you're 20, so better looking at 30, better looking at 40.
Better looking at 30, yes. But
Yes.
40,
Maybe.
maybe.
What did you say last time?
I said yes.
Okay, 50,
Maybe.
60?
I don't know. It's just because my family, they age like fat and like
Fat? What do you-
yes, like
Like
Wait,
pH?
so why would you say yes?
pH fat?
no, like what I mean is that like my family, they start to get all like depressed and like it's just scary. Like they let go of themselves in a way of not even just physical appearance but mental, and it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope I don't look
We'll
like
skip
that.
Madison because we've heard her answer a million times. Star, what about you?
I don't know. It's possible.
You're 26, right?
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I get better looking every year. I don't know when it'll
Mm-hmm.
stop.
Do you think you'll be better looking at 36 than you are now at 26?
Possibly, because maybe I'll be more fit and work out more. Because I don't really
Sure.
work out a lot right now.
What about in 10 years' time? Another 10 years' time, so 20 years, 46 as compared to now at 26?
I mean, realistically, no.
Okay. And then do you think you're better looking at 18 as compared to now?
No.
So better looking now. Okay. Mia?
I think I will definitely look very attractive when I'm older, but I think as of right now, this is my peak.
Okay. So better looking at 32 or no?
I think I'll definitely be very attractive. I think I'll age well, but I don't think I'll be better looking at 32.
Okay. Sure. So I think it was just you and you that said better looking in 10, 20, 30 years' time. Or also Star, just for the 10 years, though.
I think like 5 years time. Maybe not 10.
That's when you'll peak in 5 years.
Around that.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting answers.
Are you gonna look better in 10 years?
No.
It's downhill from here, huh?
Actually, I mean, there can be arguments that can be made. I don't fully buy into like the whole like across the board men age like that whole men age like fine wine. I think there's differences between men and women. There's definitely differences when you look at they've done studies and they'll have like women across all ages appraise men of various ages, and then you have men of all ages appraise women of all ages. women do have a tendency to like find men around their age, a little bit older, as the most attractive as they get older, whereas men, it tends to stay pretty static throughout their entire lives. In terms of what they find most physically attractive, I think they typically put it between like 20 and 22.
I like older men, so I think guys just get more attractive.
Yeah.
Like 50 cut off, but you know, like.
But I mean, there's plenty of guys who also don't.
People do let themselves go, but like if you're fit, like, you know, Equinox, like 48-year-old, you're my type.
Like, I think I was better looking when I'm 35. I was better looking when I was 25, to be honest. Even if I was like the exact same weight, I'm pretty confident I was better looking at 25.
I think you can make yourself as attractive as you want, like your goals.
Can
like,
you?
Yeah, I genuinely think that. Not like plastic surgery. I think if somebody works out and gets the type of body they want, their confidence goes with their style. I think confidence is key to look attractive. It's the way you walk, it's the way you talk, it's the way you dress, in my opinion. I think everyone's attractive, but they just have to put the effort in. Like anyone could be successful too.
I don't really feel like arguing that, but I think there's just some people that are kind of doomed.
Yeah, I do agree with
That's
that.
fair.
Doomed.
That's fair.
Anyways, it's not really worth arguing that one. But did you have more of any more inquiry, Andrew? Did you want to inquire?
I mean, I think that is worth arguing a little bit, right? So, confident and ugly is still ugly.
True.
I'm saying if you put in the work to be attractive, you can't be like the grossest looking person and have confidence. I think confidence and effort go together hand in hand to get that attractiveness. Like if anyone here, like I'm not saying anyone's bad, I'm saying if anyone here wanted to like completely get just like ripped at the gym and like dress better, like you could get there.
But if we assess this, if we assess relationships, I think inside of a relationship, the most common answer that I hear is the attractiveness, the physical attractiveness has to be there, right? Both parties have to be physically attracted to the other party. They have to. If they're not attracted to them, they don't have any interest in them whatsoever, right? So that has to be there. So you could say confidence is key to making yourself more attractive. I don't even disagree, but I think that it is mitigated by your physical characteristics more than anything else. So I think that your attractiveness is going to be your physical characteristics. That's going to be the primary. And then other kind of like subsets, like maybe a good sense of humor, confidence level, things like that. I think that those matter, but to a way lesser degree. Would you agree with that?
I think everybody has a different type. I think confidence is attractive, and I like, you know, different features than you might like and everyone else likes. So when somebody...
But hang on. Let me stop real quick. We'll just back up a little bit. I'm not disputing that everybody's going to have different tastes. They're all going to have different preferences, this kind of thing. Some men like brunettes, some men like blondes, blah, 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 blah. I agree with that. However, there are beauty standards and characteristics, which we can all agree we all pretty much want. So here, let me give you an example. Raise your hand at the table if you would like to increase your weight.
You can raise it.
Right? No, nothing. No, yeah, just maybe Madison. Right? So one, out of all of you. So clearly you must think that thinner is more attractive, right?
That's what I'm saying.
These are like universals, though. And if these are universals, then there has to be some things that we're all basically agreeing on when it comes to physical characteristics.
I think it depends on who you're asking, because there is like that little subgroup online that's interested in larger women.
But I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
So I'm not disputing that there's going to be outliers to this. I'm not disputing that there's not going to be
talking
like...
about like general
there's some guy out there who wants a double burn victim who has her tongue hanging out through her teeth and a hunch on her back. I'm sure that guy exists somewhere on this planet, okay? But I'm not talking or speaking to him. I'm speaking to just kind of generally what people find attractive in other people. So while I can say I think that men definitely prefer blondes or brunettes, I think that they still prefer them to be on the thinner side.
That's
with
what I'm
kind
saying.
of with a curvy waist and big boobs. I think that there's like going to be some universals there, right?
That's what I'm saying, is you could get there. Like, not all the time, but most of the time you can work out and get that skinny body. Like, you earn those things, is what I'm getting at. Like, you're not born and you're not destined to have these things. You could change these characteristics. If you want to be have brown hair, you dye your hair brown. If you want to be fit, you go to the gym, you eat healthy. That's what I'm getting at, is you can
Yeah,
change
but I'm not
your
really
scale.
disputing that. I'm just saying how much of that does confidence play into, and I'm not confident that it plays into a lot. So I would say that a person,
I think
for
you
instance,
stand- I
on the
think
woman,
people-
hang on, let me finish my point. I would say on the person's side where, let's say that they're not very confident, a man is not very confident, but he has very chiseled features, he's tall, and he makes a lot of money, that women will still find him more attractive than they will a short, bald guy who's fat. I think that they...
I was hanging out with a guy that was perfectly my type, but he was like also a crier. He was also like, oh my God, I'm fat, I need to lose weight. And it was so unattractive to me. And he was like my type.
Yeah, I know, but you were hanging out with him, right?
We stopped hanging out because he
Yeah,
got
but you
too much.
were hanging out with him, right?
Up until he got so
Yeah,
bad.
but you were hanging out with him, which means the
Yes.
physical characteristics trumped, at least for a time, the personality.
Yeah, but it was unattractive to me how he acted.
Sure, I'm not saying that there couldn't be things very attractive people do which are so annoying that
Yeah.
it'll drive you away from them. I'm just saying that the key quality that we're looking for, seemingly, is there has to be some sort of attraction. So even if this guy was super annoying and you ditched him, you were still with him, right? You were still with him for at least some length of time based on the fact that, like you said, he was totally your type, right?
That's valid. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm saying the confidence would have made him more attractive.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have, but to what degree?
If you
right?
sit
To
there
what
complain-
degree? Because the reason you were with him is because of these other characteristics besides that thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the way you talk, the way you walk, if you go around thinking you're the baddest in the room, I think that's attractive. Maybe that's, just me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that being confident in yourselves gives you this like more outgoing vibe to you that like changes your perspective. And I'm saying that goes along with how you look. I know we're talking about looks here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes along with looks because if you're confident, you stand up, you look taller. If you're confident, you go outside more and dress like in more flattering clothes, like that fit you better rather than a big hoodie that hides your body. If you're confident, that means you probably have better mental health and you're actively working on how you look.
Competency can be described in many different ways. Like there's very ugly men who are very, very confident, right?
Sure.
Perhaps they have some skill set or something like this, which drives the ego up and the confidence up. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, I'm not disagreeing that confidence is not or an attribute that women would want. I'm sure that it is. I'm just saying that initially, there still has to be the physical attractiveness for you to even give him a shot to even learn what his personality is to know if he's confident.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think on the category scale here, then we're still looking for physical attractiveness first. That has to be present.
I think in regards to like dating apps and men dating in general, on both ends with the confidence part, I think that you would have to have enough confidence in yourself to even get on the app or to go out and try to date. So I think that confidence plays a factor in just your availability on the market in general. Because if you're constantly thinking, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I'm not going to even try to date, then you're kind of limiting yourself to the opportunity to get out there and date. So while I think like even for myself, you can better your looks, I think you do have to have some sort of internal confidence to even get to the point of dating.
Yeah, but I think that that's tangential. So the thing is let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's assume for a second that you could only pick between two guys, and these are the only two who are available. You're on a desert island, okay? One is 5'2", he's bald, he's short, and he's fat. Guy 2 is 6'2", he has abs, full head of hair, right? And the colored eyes that you like. Which guy would you pick? And by the way, first guy, short, bald, fat guy, super confident. Guy 2, he's a little shy.
I would need to know more about them than their physical appearance and if they're shy.
Sure. Okay.
If
or
we're
confident.
stranded on a desert, I just want to get with the attractive guy. I just don't want to like hear him talk. I'll walk away and find water.
Right, exactly. And I think that's an honest answer, right? I think that the
Yeah, I
honest
think
answer,
you're right on that aspect.
I think
of
the
not
honest
everyone.
answer is, hey, look, I'd much rather be with the attractive shy guy. I don't have to deal with his shit, right? I would still physically prefer him, and that needs to be present, right?
I think we're on the same page. I think what I'm getting at is confidence plays a factor, and it's not the full thing. I agree with you. It's not everything.
Yep.
I just think it does play a huge factor in how you value yourself and who you go for.
I wonder how much it plays, because I think it does play a factor. I'm not mitigating that, right? But let's say this is the other reason we use this kind of like point scale system, 1 to 10, right? So I think if you're a 5 as a guy and you're super confident and you do a lot of work on your body to make it physically attractive, you could maybe bump that up 2 points, maybe. And that's really trying everything. Maybe you could bump it up 2 points. I think that for women, going from a 4 to, a 6 or a 7, that's really just a matter of losing some weight generally. And that's really, it doesn't take much more than that, right? It doesn't take much more than that. So I still think that physically attractive men, the pool of them is much smaller from what women consider to be physically attractive than the other way around, meaning what women find physically attractive in men.
I like fat men sometimes. I like a fat daddy.
What?
Was that guy who you beat up, was he fat?
He used to be fat. That's when we
And
were
then
together.
He lost weight and then,
Yeah, that's
because
when.
you beat him up? He had to be able to run away from you?
Yeah, he was running away. Yeah.
Interesting. We have a chat here from Killa of Serial. Maddie, can I have you read it?
Time takes a toll on us all, an objective reality of how biology works. You've seen those time-lapse videos of decomposing roadkill, right? Would you rather eat a rotten apple or a fresh one? What?
I have seen those time lapses. Appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat. Killa of Serial from Noah.
In my experience, the more money you make, the less a man's looks matter to women. Facts.
Word?
Yeah, but then this brings up the question of, is she there for you? Or is she there for your wallet, right? This is where the kind of decisive conversation comes in.
People have bad motives. Like,
Sure.
I think it makes you more attractive because your wallet's attractive, not because you're attractive.
Right, I agree.
Exactly.
Do you think that's maybe why, like, you also like older guys?
Is there
'Cause
is
they
there
just like
how they
actually
look.
but hold on,
Okay.
is there actually anything wrong with women being attracted to men who are wealthy?
It's a different kind of attractiveness. Like, I obviously.
But isn't that of the nature?
Okay, if you ask the same question of the bald guy and the tall guy, the bald guy has $6 million. The bald guy, or the attractive guy that he said has like $10. I'm still going to go for the more attractive
Yeah,
guy.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like, especially on an
No,
island.
but sure.
Especially if you're stranded on an island, just you three, that money means
Right, but
nothing. So I'm going off
that's
of
not
looks.
really
That's
not
very-
really the conversation. So let's assume like women are attracted to the money.
Sure.
I don't know if there's actually anything wrong with that.
I think there's something wrong with it if it's not packaged together well. Like if you are an 18-year-old woman and you're going to date a 70-year-old man because he has millions of dollars, I think that that's a little messy. However, in my experience of dating men who do have comfortable incomes, it's not just because of the comfortable income. That just plays one factor in the entire like pie chart of attractiveness.
Now, just to be clear, I would hope women care about more than just the money, but I mean, it would seem like in the same way that a lot of men are going to see like a really stunning, beautiful woman, and like that will be the basis of their entire attraction.
Myron donated $200. All women are gold diggers. Some are just better at
actually-
hiding the shovel.
Is that actually Myron?
I
Yeah,
don't
thank you,
think
Myron.
so.
Appreciate it. Probably
Well,
not.
I
but-
would say,
Thank you, man.
this is why I would say, if you're a man, I was thinking about this the other night. If you're a man out there and you really wanted to test this, you just want to see, is she with me because of my money or is she with me because she actually likes me? I would pull the coming to America thing and I would go get like a ratty apartment, beat up apartment, and I would present myself as not, you can still present yourself as looking sharp, this kind of thing, but I present myself as not having very much money. That's how I would test her. I would just see, you know what I mean? That's what I would do. Then you know, are you with me for the money, or you're not with me for the money?
That's why I think guys who make bank, like millionaires, should take a chick to like McDonald's or just have like split.
Split the check. Old
no.
combo.
Hell yeah. I don't know, but like I guess going back to my statement, I don't like if women become more attracted to a guy because he's wealthy and ambitious and successful and has a great career. I don't know if that, like what's actually wrong with that. Certainly, I hope that she will care about more things than just purely that. But I don't see anything wrong with it in terms of it actually being an attraction trigger
There's
for women.
nothing wrong.
I don't think there's.
wrong.
I think you should definitely like them for their insides, but seeing if a guy has, but like if that brings up his value, like yeah, I want him to.
That's
be
usually what they
good-looking
like
and
you guys for.
successful.
For the insides.
The inside.
Yeah. But what's it called? Yeah, I think I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, what's the next thing? The next react we have to do?
You were kind of looking at me funny when I said that, like you thought I was way off base there. With
me?
Yeah, acting as though you have no money. Well, here's my rationale for this.
Oh, I
Let me explain
wasn't
the
looking.
rationale.
No, I wasn't looking at you.
Oh.
I was just making faces in general.
Oh, okay. Well, the rationale is the most successful married couples that I know started off poor together.
Oh,
And
yeah,
when
that's
when the dude ended up with money later on in life, he knew for sure that the woman was with him specifically because of him.
Sure.
And he knew that because he didn't have shit and she was with him when he didn't have shit. So that's how he knows, right? So I
Yeah.
just think it seems like a pretty good test.